A very good morning everyone and welcome to another episode on this channel. My name is Fabio and in today's video we're going to be discussing the major dollar pairs alongside gold and the dollar index. So let's dive in, see what kind of effect the Russian war has had on the markets, and let's dive straight in. Starting off with the dollar index. So the dollar index failed to close above the previous daily high. So for a bullish dollar and for a further continuation on the dollar, we need to start seeing a close above this high for that further upside continuation. But yeah, essentially in line with the overall trend on the dollar. So that is that essentially from the daily perspective. Now looking at the 4 hour is currently bullish. So what we've currently seen is that we've seen a close above this high. So essentially what the trend has been doing is the impulse down, impulse up, impulse down, then an impulse up, breaking this high over here, a pullback, further upside continuation, and now we're currently seeing a pullback once again. So we saw a close above this high over here. However, no daily close sad enough, but that's not a massive problem because a 4 hour pullback was essentially of course expected after such a massive impulse in towards the highs. So this is pretty much what I explained this week at the beginning of the week, that once we were to break out of this area of consolidation, we were very likely going to mirror that move with a lot of momentum. So what we can currently see is that we've mirrored that move with a lot of momentum, currently pulling back, and we currently have two areas of demand which I'm keeping my eyes out for. This is zone number 1, zone number 2. So this week I am going to be very safe with trading. I'm going to start trading on Tuesday again, kind of see how the market reacts over the weekend, as well as trading at the moment is just pretty more like gambling. So I just want to stay safe, preserve my capital as my signals, which I've been sharing with the VIP community. By the way, if you want to join, check out the link in the description down below, have been very profitable. So I'm up quite some percent for this month. So let's see what goes on with the market. No need to overtrade for the rest of this month as my monthly target has already been hit. So that said, looking at the dollar index, we could still pull back a little bit further before seeing further upside continuation once again. So with that said, let's dive into Aussie dollar and Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar is currently bullish. So what we have on Aussie dollar is that we haven't yet broken this low. So this low is your swing low, and this low essentially took out this high. So over here we had a 4 hour break of structure, and let me just visualize that for you guys. So we had a 4 hour break of structure over here for our boss, and we've currently seen a pullback. So this is essentially just a beautiful setup overall, just no real fresh areas of demand to trade from in my opinion. However, we can kind of see that this area of demand, or you could also just use this last sell candle before the overall impulse in towards the highs as your area of demand. But yeah, no real clear price action in my opinion. But for now, yeah, Aussie dollar is still bullish on the 4 hour, and we need to see this low break very soon in order to see that further downside continuation. So yeah, Aussie dollar overall is just super messy. Yeah, it is bullish on the 4 hour. However, we do have pretty much this area of supply located over here. So this big buy before the massive sell-off, and that essentially took out this trend line over here. So I'm kind of going to keep my eye out for this area of supply. It's not the strongest area of supply. Why? Well, because it has not caused a break of structure. So it could still be broken up in towards the highs. But yeah, just keeping in mind that the dollar overall is looking bullish. Also with the situation in the world, with this current risky situation, a lot of people are putting their capital into dollars. So therefore, I do expect Aussie dollar essentially on the short to midterm to start pushing down lower. However, for that, we do need to start breaking this low. Otherwise, we could still just push up higher. But yeah, just keeping my eyes out for this area of supply. Not a real area of supply for me personally, because it hasn't caused a break of structure over here. But I will be keeping my eyes out for potential shorts from that zone due to the expectation that the dollar is going to be strong, and that will essentially push Aussie dollar down. So yeah, that's Aussie dollar. Let's head over to Euro dollar and Euro dollar. So Euro dollar saw a massive push in towards the downside. Of course, the euro overall economically is really getting hammered by Russia because of the fact that they're going to put sanctions on Russia. About approximately, I think 40% of all trade in Europe is done with Russia. So what happens when that trade stops off? The euro just devalues heavily. So the European Union is going to have to get their import of goods from other countries, which are then going to sell their products at a premium to the European Union, which is going to cause a lot of problems for the euro overall, I think, in the near future. So the thing is, for instance, is that if you have wheat and grain, like I explained yesterday, and we used to get it from Russia, and now, for instance, we have to get it from Brazil. Brazil is, of course, going to be selling at a premium due to the fact that they know that they can't get their wheat and grain from Russia anymore, and that is essentially not going to be very positive for the euro overall. But yeah, looking at the euro or euro dollar, of course, on the daily, we are expecting further downside, at least in towards that weekly area of demand overall, with that expectation that the dollar is going to continue its bullish move. So yeah, that's pretty much it for euro dollar. Looking at the 4 hour is still bearish, and we can look for a potential skill in once we come back in towards this area of consolidation, as there are a lot of orders sitting there. So if we do see that push up, I will be looking for shorts. Otherwise, I will not engage with euro dollar at all. This is the most interesting area of supply that I'll be looking and keeping my eyes out for. So yeah, that is that for euro dollar. Let's over to pound dollar. And pound dollar. So pound dollar has seen a 4 hour break of structure. Quickly looking at the daily, we can see that the daily area of demand, the sell before the big buy, did its thing, grabbed liquidity underneath this low. So some very nice price action over here on pound dollar. However, for me, the daily is still bearish overall, and the 4 hours now also bearish. So if we do see a push up higher, back up in towards this buy before the sell, I will be looking for shorts from that region. That is at the moment my current region of interest. So if we do see a push in towards there, I will be looking for potential shorts. So yeah, pretty simple on pound dollar. Let's over to Kiwi dollar. So Kiwi dollar currently at the moment not very interesting in my opinion. So yeah, not very interesting at the moment in my opinion. Kind of the same as on Aussie dollar. The problem with Kiwi dollar is the fact that this is your 4 hour swing low. So if you want to pretty much see a bearish 4 hour and trade that bearish 4 hour, we need to start seeing a break of structure down below over here, which is not very likely to happen in the near future, of course, because there's still some room between this level over here where we're currently trading at and this level. So of course we took out this trend line, pretty much creating some supply over here inside of this zone. Let me just make it green, inside of that selling zone over there. So yeah, if we do see a push in towards there, I will be looking for potential shorts due to, of course, the expectation that Kiwi dollar is going to be bullish, or Kiwi dollar is going to be bearish, of course, and the dollar is going to be bullish. However, it's not the highest probability of trades, for instance, with the likes of pound dollar and euro dollar. So my main focus is going to be on those two pairs, and Aussie dollar and Kiwi dollar are going to be secondary. So yeah, that is Kiwi dollar. Let's over to our last pair, which is gold. And gold so grabbed liquidity underneath this trend line really beautifully, tapped in towards this massive sell before the buy, and yeah, reversed back up in towards the highs. Yesterday we saw a sell-off on gold. This is likely due to the fact that Russia was selling gold and oil at a discount, which caused the price of gold to fall. Furthermore, the gold price fell due to the fact that the USA didn't initially put any sanctions on Russia, so that kind of caused the sentiment of the market to change a bit, because people, of course, were expecting very heavy sanctions, or even, let's say, the US military to enter Russia. However, due to the fact that that didn't happen yesterday, we saw a big drop on gold, alongside the fact that Russia has been selling at a discount. So yeah, more supply than demand, of course, causes the price of gold to fall. But yeah, overall, looking at gold, not really interesting. We reacted to this supply zone. However, we did see a spike above it. But yeah, that's just the ugly price action of news. Yeah, for now, what are we looking for? Well, the daily is bullish. I would love to see a further pullback in towards the downside. For now, we reacted to this area of daily demand. Preferably, I would be looking for trades from this area of demand over here. Also looking at the 4 hour, we also have a very nice sell before the buy on the 4 hour. 4 hour for now is still bullish, with this being the swing low. Yeah, we had some demand, let's say, over here, and that is this sell before the buy. That's pretty much what we reacted to. But yeah, due to the market conditions, we just spiked below, so no real positions could be taken, or you got stopped out, and that is also why I'm not trading at the moment. So I'll just be waiting and observing, and on Tuesday I'll be looking to enter trades once the market has kind of eased off a bit, hopefully, and the tensions have, of course, dropped. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you all a fantastic day, and we will speak soon. Thanks, guys.